You are now watching the Movie Juice Podcast.
The juice is loose.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Movie Juice Podcast. I'm Dylan.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm James.
Movie Juice!
Movie Juice! Movie Juice! Yeah, I kept going.
Juice the movie! I did one.
I did all three.
I did all three also.
I decided to fuck with you guys
Maybe one time I just won't
by
do it at
myself.
all.
Bad.
Jeff will have to find an old episode though.
It'd be funnier if we just went straight into Juice the movie. It's like, because then the joke's on the audience. Because they'll be expecting it and they'll be like, oh shit, what?
Where's the chant?
All
Where's the
12 of them.
You're welcome.
Did we do the chant in the first movie? Or in the first episode?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. That was like a second episode thing, I believe.
Yeah, we didn't really have structure for that first one at all.
I'm sure after
I
another...
don't think we had a structure until like episode 7.
Sometimes we still don't really have a structure.
I'm sure after another 50 episodes, our structure will change again, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sure we'll keep adding shit.
We'll probably drop the chant. We'll probably just,
I don't know, man. I feel like the chant is us.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, another 50, who knows what's going to happen.
That's true. I'll probably be dead by then.
Maybe.
Shit, it'll just be me doing movie.
I'll say something at the funeral.
Me, maybe Jeff, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, bring Jeff in.
Yeah, well, he was on the episode last week.
on an
Well,
episode.
I'll sing tonight at your funeral.
Dude, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, bro.
Time.
I'll sing a Linkin Park song.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'll sing What I've Done.
Yeah, fuck yeah. That
I was
sounds
telling
awesome.
Sarah about how you wanted the Space Jam theme played
Yeah.
at your funeral.
We watched Space Jam last night.
Yeah, we watched Space Jam yesterday.
And dude, as they're low on my body in the grave, I want Wake Me Up Before You Go. So people driving by, it's like, damn, those guys are really insensitive.
Like, no, he wanted this, I promise.
Yeah, I also told James I want the entire movie of Space Jam showing at my funeral.
And, like, nobody can leave till it's over.
We can make that happen.
You know, like half that fucking movie is just the basketball game.
Yeah, it's only like 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's
max.
super short.
Unlike Space Jam 2, where, like, maybe 20% of the movie is the basketball games.
Never saw it.
It was
The
alright.
second one, it's just the same movie but with LeBron James.
Us three saw it at the Lincoln Theater, and it was okay.
Yeah, it's alright.
I just don't want to besmirch
I have it on
the
Blu-ray,
OG
I believe.
for myself.
That's fair.
My mom bought it for me for Christmas on Blu-ray.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, the second one, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got the first one on DVD. I bought it at Barnes & Noble for $5.
Sick.
I think I also have it on DVD for $5.
I don't.
It's on Netflix right now.
Hell
So
yeah.
that's why we watched it.
Dude, speaking of movies that are on Netflix, I watched Jerry Seinfeld's Unfrosted. Ass.
Damn.
Super ass.
All right. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
We're here to...
This week,
We watched The Monkey.
Heyo.
Do the monkey with me. I went Johnny Bravo, and you just did a real monkey. That's
Okay.
funny. That's funny. Hey, hot mama. Do the monkey with me.
Hot mama.
Anyway.
Hey, baby.
That's the best one.
Sick. But yeah, we watched The Monkey.
Yeah, it was something.
Would you guys recommend going and seeing this movie?
No.
No, I'll wait to streaming.
Yeah. I think it's definitely a movie that you should, like, especially like horror, you should see it, but like don't go to the theater. Wait till it's on streaming.
Yeah, wait
Good
for
call.
this one on streaming. This one is not nearly as good as Long Legs.
I agree.
It's by the same director.
Yeah.
I was going to say I would recommend seeing it, but not necessarily going to see it.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you have A-list, whatever, like I always say, but like,
Right.
Yeah.
if you're going to spend your money,
Just stream it.
Nah, just stream this one.
Yeah.
for
But I
sure.
will also say that I think I want to watch it again. Because I feel like, with all how heavy the dialogue was and all the notes we had to take, I don't know, I feel like maybe I would appreciate how absurd it is a little bit more.
I can see it with a rewatch for sure.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not going to go to the theater.
Not right
to watch it
away,
again.
yeah,
but
but,
whenever it drops on streaming, I'm going to watch it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Anybody want to take bets, see which one it comes on first?
Peacock.
I was thinking Paramount, because it gave me like Paramount vibes.
Long Legs is on something now. Cause I remember I added it to one of my watch lists on one of the apps that I have because I was like, oh cool, I do want to rewatch that soon.
It's on Hulu.
I think
Okay.
so. I'm gonna guess Hulu because I mean that's where his last movie went. So that's what I'm gonna guess. Because I think the Black Coat's Daughter is also on there. That's his other movie like he did before that.
The what now?
Black Coat's Daughter.
Oh, okay. I don't know what that
It's
is.
about like demons and shit. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Kieran Shipka's in it.
Who?
The chick who was talking about jumping out the window in Long Legs with a southern accent. I would just bash you right now.
The lady in the hospital?
Yeah,
okay.
her.
Okay. Dude, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
You see Totally Killer?
Nah.
No.
Never mind. Okay, so
Nah. That went on
You ever-
fucking Prime.
You ever watch Mad Men? Mad Men?
Nah.
Damn.
Yeah.
all the things. That's all the things I know from.
We're just digging a hole.
There is a Mad Men's joke in that shitty Jerry Seinfeld movie
Really?
because John Hamm's in it.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was like, huh.
John
The more you
Hamm's
know.
in Baby Driver.
He is.
I know
He
that.
is.
I know that. And I love that movie.
It's a great fucking movie.
It's a
I love
great
that
fucking movie.
It's on either Netflix or Hulu. I was scrolling through the movies.
It was on Netflix for sure.
Okay, then it might still be on there. Cause I was scrolling by and I was like, oh, that's a good movie. And
Well,
Grace was
I have it on
like, "What movie is
Steelbook
it?"
and
I also have
digital.
it on Steelbook and
So-
digital. Yeah.
So we
Anyway.
don't. So Dylan, we
The
don't really,
monkey.
we don't really have anything about the monkey, do we? Because it's just came out today.
Oh, yeah.
As
no,
recorded.
there
So
would
okay.
be-
All right. So,
So you guys want to step up to the juicer?
it's time to step up to the juicer.
Hey.
Yeah. I like it.
Fuck yeah.
Mark, whatever what do the D stand for? Development. Let's get step up to the juicer T-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That could be our first merch drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Just give me a logo.
It should be 2.
Also, if you guys have a cool logo for that, send it in.
Yeah.
Moviejuice
If you-
at
if-
gmail.com.
If you want to imagine what it would look like for 3 dudes stepping up to a juicer to juice a movie,
Yeah.
whatever the fuck that means to you, draw it, send it in.
Draw
Maybe
it.
we'll use it. Maybe we'll give you some money.
Send it in, and also if you have any ideas for a logo, send that in at moviejuicepod@gmail.com.
So, AMC makes movies better. I just thought I'd tell y'all that.
We should always every new movie we see, we should always start with that. Because here they are.
That was the first thing I wrote down. The movie, there was a bunch of production companies involved.
Did you get them all? 'Cause I wrote them all.
Well, I did too, but the first one I want to talk about is Neon, because I want to talk about how many trailers we saw today that were Neon. Like they're slowly I just want to talk about like how they're slowly starting to creep in there. But
Yeah.
like there's like I think like 3 trailers like almost in a row were like Neon.
And
So
some
it's
of them give like a Blumhouse vibe.
Yeah.
I was about to say, I think Neon's like becoming the new Blumhouse.
like, slash maybe A24 because like they have a very hit or miss track record for me.
They're kind of in the middle, like, because like Blumhouse kind of shitty now. And
Yeah,
then
like Blumhouse
Neon-
went straight to shit. Yeah.
Neon's kind of mid, and then like A24. Like if you got an A24 movie, like it's not always good,
Chances are it's going to be at least okay.
but it's probably gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I haven't lately seen an A24 movie that I didn't like, but yeah, Neon, and then C2,
C2.
Atomic Monster,
Which is James Wan's company because he produced it.
and then TSC.
Yeah, well, I've been seeing TSC a lot more lately. I don't know. I mean, not like to the extent of the ones we just talked about, but like I like their logo thing. It's funny.
And then whenever it
Bodies
goes into
following
like
Crusher.
the spanning credits at the beginning, you know, like this where it shows like the production companies again.
Yeah.
I also saw one that says Stars Collective, and I wrote that one down too because I don't think TSC and Stars Collective are the same thing. Because where would the T come from?
Right, the Star
know.
Collective.
But
Totally stars.
Totally Star
and then the movie starts and they
Yeah.
open up with a pawn shop
Yeah.
in a pawn shop, and I wrote a sick Scooby Doo reference because there was the fucking
Oh yeah,
the
the harpoon guy.
the harpoon guy. Yeah, I don't really know what those are.
I can't remember the name of the ghost either. It was,
Marine?
like
What was the name of the ghost?
it was something like that.
But I immediately thought of Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
Bioshock, the Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the name of
and
that.
then Adam Scott walks in with a monkey.
Yeah.
And at first I thought he was like a boat captain, and then I realized later they started talking about what he did. I was like, oh, he's a pilot.
Oh, I wrote I think maybe he's a cop or an airman. And then I put it is Adam Scott.
Because the way the hat was, it looked like a fucking ship captain's hat. And I
It
was
did.
Like, I was like, this motherfucker, and then I found out he's a pilot. I was like, oh, okay, my bad.
And then he's talking to the pawnbroker guy, and he's like
Scared out of his fucking mind. He's like, oh, fuck.
Captain Cutler.
Why do we have the research
Oh,
department?
I didn't know she was also looking it up. My bad.
That's fair.
I'm sorry.
It's literally her job. He's trying to sell the monkey because his boys don't love it, is basically what he says. And then the guy's like, there's no returns on toys. And he's like, this is not a toy.
This thing's fucked up.
And then the pawnbroker guy's like, well, okay, but it looks like it's broken because the drumstick's like stuck
Yeah.
up. And he's like, you don't want that to come down or we are all fucked to hell. And I was like, oh, okay. And then like immediately after he says it,
The monkey starts drumming,
the monkey starts drumming, so it comes down.
and then like it finishes this little song like, da-da-da-da-da, and then it finishes, and then the pawn guy's like, I don't know about you, but I don't feel fucked to hell.
And like the lights flicker a little bit, but that's all that happens. But then there's a rat in the pawn shop, and you see it go and start chewing on a rope.
Yeah.
And
it shoots the little harpoon guy shoots.
yeah, it like knocks an axe or something into the harpoon
And then
gun.
the bowling ball goes, and then
It's like a whole thing, and then
Yeah.
it's actually
it's like a whole Rube Goldberg machine, like fucking Final Destination or
Yeah,
some
It's
shit.
on some Home Alone shit.
Yeah.
bro.
And then the fucking... So, long story short, the fucking thing that...
Harpoon.
No, not that one. Captain Cutler, you know. he ends up accidentally shooting the harpoon, and it goes straight through this guy's. Like, Adam Scott barely gets out of the fucking way, and it goes through the fucking pawn shop guy, like almost to his side. So it's like it's not like fatal until it like gets fucking thrown backwards, and then all his intestines come out.
Yeah,
with it.
it pulls all of his intestines out.
And they're like strewn across the fucking shop, like fucking.
Like a clothesline.
Yeah.
It's literally like a clothesline.
And I was like, oh.
And then the
Now, do
monkey,
you feel fucked to hell?
Wait, he doesn't feel anything now.
And then Adam Scott turns and sees a flamethrower,
He's like, that'll work.
and he takes it, and he's like, "Who's smiling now, you son of a whore?"
I wrote that down too.
I wonder how much he got paid for this, just for the one scene he's in.
Yeah, there's another
Dude, he does a Gillette
familiar
commercial.
face in
Like,
this movie as
thank
well.
God he looks good in this movie because I seen his Gillette commercial and he looks rough in that.
Yeah.
Old age just kind of hit him weird.
And then he starts to burn the monkey, and then we get a title card.
Title card.
And it cuts to the year 1999.
Do we ever learn what happens to Adam Scott's character?
No.
I think he just leaves.
I think he just like it's because he did all that shit to get the monkey away, but then like he just leaves like, oh fuck these guys. I'm like, what the fuck?
This movie's got like a whole deadbeat dad.
We have
tone.
a plot hole.
Yeah.
It's like a whole like running because there's like 3 different times where they talk about deadbeat fathers in this movie.
Yeah, because like multiple people
But,
have deadbeat fathers.
I guess it's like the message of
I
this
didn't
movie.
see Rey Mysterio in this movie at all.
Hey, you don't talk about him like that.
Hey, K-Fabe's real.
He's got a deadbeat son, okay?
Yeah. Maybe the real deadbeat is the
friends
Rey
we made
Mysterio.
And
And
then you find out.
we're introduced to our main character, Hal Shelbourne, and his brother Bill.
Yes, and they are twins.
And we're getting a bunch of narration. This is the
Yeah.
first time I wrote it down because he narrates. Well, technically, the narrator we find out later is somebody else. But I thought that was kind of a funny little reveal.
I just put a narrator gives us backstory.
Yeah, and that's when we find out that Adam Scott was a pilot and he ran off.
He talks about Bill and how Bill is older than him by 3 minutes and ate most of the mom's placenta, so he is also bigger.
Yep, and he's also one of those people that if you go to give him a handshake, he'll like pull back and like touch his hair like a
Like a
an
dickhead.
asshole.
like a douchebag.
And then he's like, he talks shit to Hal all the time. He's really mean to him. He tells him,
Calls him shit bag.
yeah, and he tells him that his mom hates Hal because dad left and now she has to go on dates. And it's Hal's fault. And then Hal talks about how much he hates his brother Bill, and then he has a daydream about crushing his head with a bowling ball.
We actually see it from our perspective, but then it goes back and you see he didn't do it.
He's like holding the bowling ball over his head though, like he was definitely like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
And then we
right
see him
now.
like go and his skull get crushed, but then it goes back in time. It's like, oh no, he didn't really do it. It was just like a vision he had in his head.
And then it cuts to them sitting in the car with their mom, and
Played by She-Hulk.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's who she was?
Yeah.
That's cool.
And she's talking about the dad and how he left for a pack of cigarettes and never came back, and he made like an egg and scrambled,
Which comes back later.
and he's a deadbeat. And then she talks about how whenever he was a pilot, all he would do was like bring junk back.
Yeah, like the monkey.
Yeah, he'd bring back knickknacks and souvenirs. And then it cuts back to them at the house,
And they're like going through his shit.
and they're going through his stuff, and they find like a boomerang and like a deck of cards with naked ladies on it. And then they also find this box,
Yeah, it says the organ grinder monkey.
like life.
Like life.
And he's like, you mean life like dumb shit? And he's like, no, it literally says like life.
Is he and he?
Bill says that to Hal. Yeah, fair enough. Bill says to Hal, you mean life like dumb shit. And then Hal says no.
It says like, look at the box, dummy.
Yeah.
Turn the key and see what happens.
Yeah, I like that little tagline.
That little monkey's creepy as hell, though.
Yeah, he is like just the eyes.
It's the eyes and the smile.
Yeah,
And then Bill is like, or Hal's like, don't turn the key, it's Dad's.
And then he says, Dad's gone, fuck face.
Dad's gone, fuck face. Yeah, I
That
wrote that
was
down.
funny.
And then Bill also says that he's like the first in line, so he claims everything, and that like it's all his shit.
because he's older by 3 minutes.
And he's an asshole, and he turns the key on the monkey, and I just put fuck Bill. And then monkey smiles and starts. It has like a pretty cool like spin. It spins the fucking drumstick before it
Yeah.
starts, bro. And then also there was like a really funny part right after this where you see the deck of cards with naked girls on it,
Yeah.
and Bill like grabs it.
He's like don't come in the room.
He's like, don't come in the room. He's going in there to crank down.
I literally put in my notes. Kid finds naked cards, totally going to jerk off.
Yeah, I put Bill gonna crank down. Hey man,
You know,
what are you
crank
gonna
the
do?
hog.
Yeah.
That age, I'm sure we had some questionable sources too.
I used to flip through the movie channels and try to find the movie that said "N" for nudity,
Yeah.
and I would just sit there and wait for.
Wait for said nudity.
I'd be like, "Oh, boobs!"
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, bro. Hey man, it was rough. That was before the internet was so prevalent, you know. We had one computer in the house. I didn't know how to make it to where my mom couldn't see what I saw. You know, she got on there one time. She saw where I typed in all the WWE divas naked. I blamed Will. I don't think she believed me. I was like 11, bro. Oh God, what a life.
But I had dial-up, so.
Yeah, there you go. I don't remember what we had. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah. So the
This
mom.
isn't about jerking
So
off.
the mom. After that, the mom's going on another date, and the babysitter is taking care of the two kids.
She says no soda, fires, or video games.
And but their favorite things is fires.
So everything's fires. Apparently.
So Beavis and Butthead over
And then
there.
Bill flirts with the babysitter, and she's kind of into it, which is
Yeah,
kind of weird.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like a little bit older,
Yeah.
and he's like 12.
Yeah. But then they're going to the car, and then Bill's an asshole and gets in the front seat first, and then as Hal's going to the back seat, he opens the door, and the monkey's already buckled in the seatbelt.
Yeah, the monkey's already there, and then they go to a hibachi spot.
Yeah, I also put that.
Yeah, hibachi
Which,
spot.
I mean, like, at least
I put
Hal.
Kobe,
Oh,
but
okay, fair enough.
just to make sure I knew what I was thinking about.
You're good.
At least Hal was kind of weary about getting into the car when he saw the monkey.
He's
already
like,
buckled up.
this is weird, right?
He's like, I totally just left this in our bedroom. And then while they're in there, like it pans back out to the car, and the monkey's no longer in the back seat; it's in the driver's seat.
yeah,
Yeah.
And while like
because
it's
he's
showing,
now in control.
and while it's showing that, it's cutting back and forth between the monkey and where they're eating the food.
The
or
hibachi guy's doing all his tricks that he does.
yeah, and Annie is mesmerized. Babysitter Annie is mesmerized by the rice
Rice heart. And then he puts a spatula under it to make it look like it's beaten.
Yeah, dude. And then
I was
honestly,
like,
bro,
this guy had style.
heart upside down kind of looks like a ball sack. That's all I'm saying. So maybe it was a jiggling ball sack.
What a twist.
You know what I mean? It's a good point.
But then we come back to the monkey, and then he's like, he starts drumming.
Yeah, he starts monkeying in the car. That's what I wrote. And then I put Annie wants some cock because she's like just eyeing this boy down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, hibachi chef, man, cook me next. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right.
Cook me long dick style.
Actually, I got something you can cook.
Oh, my God.
And then it's her head.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, like he somehow cuts her head off on accident.
Because he like throws a knife. I don't know how he would have done
Yeah,
that.
but like, because I don't know how he cut this way with her head clean off if he threw the knife up this way.
Yeah.
But, so anyway, she gets decapitated for some fucking reason.
Movie magic, baby.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then her head falls onto the hibachi.
So he does cook her.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the funeral.
Like,
And-
look at it's such a good cut because it literally cuts straight to the funeral. It's like
And the eulogy guy's struggling.
he said, "Oh,
Well, first the kid says, "How is her head still together?"
Yeah.
And then mom's like, "Don't worry about it."
Mom's like, don't worry about that. No.
And then the pastor gets up there, and the first thing he says is, "Oh fuck."
Bro, this whatever you call this, a eulogy, whatever this is, I like this guy. He was fucking hilarious. He's like, oh shit.
He writes, he says, "No accidents, divine plan, maybe coin toss, heads or tails."
Not her head.
Not
'cause
Annie's head,
It's not
because-
attached to anything anymore.
And then he said, "Why her? Why Annie? Why not you or you? Everything happens for a reason."
And it's funny because he does say, because he says, why you or you. We don't see who he points to first, but then he points to the mom next. We'll find out in a minute. She's the next to die.
Does she die? I don't know.
I'm just saying.
I don't know. Maybe.
I can't say spoiler alert before it, so I was trying to think of a fun way to say it.
It is what it is. Word of the Lord.
That's literally my next note. Is just it is what it is, and then he says amen.
The crowd says amen. I was like, all right. And then it cuts to the mom
See,
talking
if-
to her sons.
If every church was like that, I'd go.
I'd go, yeah, for real.
if my pastor was dropping the F-bomb, I'd go every
If
Sunday.
my pastor was like, "Hey man, shit's fucking fucked," I'd be like, "You know what? You're right. I think I do believe in you." But then we cut to I guess somewhere near the graveyard.
yeah,
I
like
guess.
near like the burial
Because
sign.
they're at some tree.
My note for that puts ice cream funeral time while mom lets everybody know that everybody's gonna die.
I just put mom as hell. I put mom as hella cheery.
Yeah.
And she starts talking about death. She's like, everybody dies. And she's like getting really morbid about it, and I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Well,
she like goes into great detail about like how, you know, some of us are just gonna die peacefully in our sleep, but others are gonna die, you know,
screaming.
duct taped. Our mouths are duct taped and we're wrapped with clothesline. And I was like, what the fuck, lady?
What have you
And her-
seen?
She's like, I'm gonna die, and you're gonna die, and you're gonna die.
She saw the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
And then she's just like, let's go dancing. And then it cuts to them just like dancing in the house. And I was like, and then he says that it was like the happiest day of his life, even though it was a funeral day. And I was like, damn, what the fuck?
And then it pans to him at school.
Oh my, this is, okay, so like he goes
This
into...
is fucking weird.
He
dude.
goes into a locker room and there's girls in there and they start bullying him because his dad has left.
Yeah, he's like, oh, since your dad's gone, your mom wears the pants now. He's like, yeah, I guess that's how that works. And they're like, well, since she has the pants, why are you wearing pants? You don't need those.
And they just stole the kid's pants.
And they just take his pants.
Like it's such a weird way to bully.
It's such like a weird Drake and Josh comedy kind of thing there.
Yeah.
And then he goes home and his mom's making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And he goes into his room and the monkey is in the room staring
Yep.
menacingly.
Yeah, very menacingly.
And
Is this the one where like when he walks in there and they're like it like pans to the monkey and it's like a really loud noise? It was like,
Well,
Or is that a little later?
Because he's like, hey mom, why did you come in my room? And she's like, no, I don't come in your room ever since I've seen.
Ever since I found a stiff sock.
Yeah.
And he just says, oh yeah.
Yeah, because my note for that says mom doesn't go in the room because Hal be leaving crusty cum socks.
And then,
Gotta hide those, my boy.
and then it's the nighttime and now he's sleeping. And
I
he
put
has-
in my notes, so he has a sick cheeseburger phone.
Dude, I had the same thing,
I was like,
bro.
bro, he got a cheeseburger phone. I love those.
My note for this sounds weird. I just put nighttime monkey inspection.
That's what he does. He gets up and looks at the monkey. Like, you're not wrong.
Bill comes in the room and he's like, this is my monkey.
No,
And
Bill already came in that room.
yes, he did in the sock.
And the crusty sock.
He's like, this is my monkey. If you want the monkey, you're going to have to call yourself Miss Monkey to get it.
He's like a Miss Monkey.
And then he says, and then I want you to say you want to suck its banana.
Yeah, 'cause my note for this just says Bill kind of sucks.
I know. And then he's like, if you don't say it, I'm going to eat the rest of your placenta. It's like, what the fuck?
What is this fucking dialogue?
I guess going to kill him and eat him and become the super mega twin? I don't know.
Oh, did we forget to mention these are twins?
I think I said it.
Okay.
And then,
Next day at school.
oh yeah, but he does the hand thing. He does the hand thing. Like they go to shake hands.
Oh, yeah.
He does the hand thing. And then I
Pans-
mentioned it.
Like a
That
loser.
pans to sex ed.
And then Pan's Sex had a penis video talking about the penis having a life of its own. Yeah. And
And then he looks at his backpack. He's like, "Oh, it looks weird. Why does it look like that?" And then he opens it and realizes the monkey's in
the
there.
monkey's in his
And then
bag.
one kid's like, "Oh, Hal's spanking his monkey under the
desk.
Yeah, see, normally I don't think this is right, but I think it's funny with context that like that one did have a speech impediment. And like she's bullying this kid, and I'm like, you have a easily bullyable thing.
Hey, man.
Like, shut the fuck up.
She has to bully other people before they start bullying her.
Exactly.
Oh man, so she's playing like 4D chess, really.
Yeah. But anyway, she's the one that's like, oh, he's playing with his monkey.
And then it cuts to an assembly, and all those girls once again just come walking in there with a bunch of fucking bananas.
And he gets banana.
He gets banana. He comes home, and his mom's like, "I'm making." I think she says devil's food.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I don't fucking want any."
And she's like, whoa, language.
And then he runs into his fucking bedroom, all like
Covered in banana.
Yeah.
covered in banana.
I'd be pissed too if I was covered in banana.
Yeah, I put don't beat that boy with a banana.
And then the monkey's just all of a sudden in his bedroom because
I think this is the time where it's like,
Yeah.
with a big loud noise.
Yeah.
and he starts
Yeah.
blaming the monkey, and he's like, "I want you to kill Bill
And then he twists the key.
because he's a fucking asshole." And then he twists the key, and then Bill comes home
the
with a
monkey-
sweet fucking flame shirt on,
Yeah,
looking
the monkey
awesome
starts,
as fuck.
Monkey starts drumming.
And then
It's cool too how it cuts back and forth from them to the mom to him. To,
yeah, it's the monkey.
It's very cool cuts. I like that.
Also, I wanted to mention that those kids have a really cool bedroom.
I agree.
Yeah, I wanted to just bring that up.
I mean, they have a cheeseburger phone. So it's
They have a
pretty cool.
cheeseburger phone. They got like a fucking CRT in there with like a VCR.
Yeah,
Like, dude,
sick.
Sick nasty.
they living in '99 for real.
Bro,
You know
I
what
remember
mean?
back in the day, I had a Sicko
CRT.
CRT, and it was a fucking DVD VHS combo, bro.
I had
I
one
wish
of
I
those
never
too.
got rid of that
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Mine got hit by lightning.
The fuck?
Lightning hit our house once.
Shit.
Yeah.
I just had like the old ass TV you had to like plug shit into, and I didn't have I had like a VHS and then a DVD player
Well, yeah.
and a PS2.
Sick.
See, my grandma, when she passed away, we took that because she had it out in her sunroom. And it was a fucking awesome thing, but it's gone now. I wish I still had it.
Anyway.
Kids have a sweet bedroom.
Yeah.
And the mom, and like, Bill's like, Mom, have you made dinner yet? Oh my God. And she's like kind of like hunched over, like being weird.
Yeah. Oh, well, while the monkey's drumming, I wanted to point out that there was a really cool camera shot where like it was like the camera was on the monkey's drumming arm, so like you saw the arm go up and down while it was drumming. It was pretty cool.
Word, hell yeah. Shouts out the cinematography.
Yeah.
Yeah. The set design, color palettes,
Yeah, but
things of that nature.
they did the 99 room better than Y2K did.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking Paul London figure. Fuck them, man.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Like, he wasn't even in the WWE yet.
Yeah.
But anyway, their mom dies.
Yeah, boomerang aneurysm.
Yep. She like bleeds out of her face a lot. And then apparently like the possibility of it is very low. He says like 1 in 44 million people that can happen to.
Damn.
It's very low, but never zero.
Never zero.
And then he starts talking about the monkey, and he's like, the monkey kills who it wants when it feels like it and doesn't owe an explanation.
Yep. Like it don't give a fuck whether you wanted to kill this person or not. They just gonna kill who it wants to kill.
And then it says, just like life. And Bill's like he's like stands up and he starts trying to like talk to his mom. And he's like, Mom, wake up. Mom.
This is a funny joke.
Ha ha he he. It's like, brother, you don't look good right now. You look like a dumbass.
And then
your mama dead.
And then he tells the preacher.
Yeah.
He tells the preacher, he's like, "Okay, you can keep talking." He was definitely fucked up after that. He's like, "Oh fuck."
And then he sits down beside this weird looking dude. And I was like, what's up with this dude beside him? Who is he? And then it cuts to their house and the dude's in their house. And I was like, why is he in their house?
That's the director.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
he
well,
he
it's
Shyamalan. I literally put in my notes. Oz Perkins Shyamalan himself.
It's also Uncle Chip.
Yeah.
Aunt Ida and Uncle Chip.
Because Aunt Ida was the one that was trying to console Hal.
Yeah.
And they're swingers.
Yeah.
And,
he makes that very apparent.
He also says that he didn't want kids because he didn't ever want to have to stand up unless he wanted to. I was like, fuck, dude, I hear you.
I also put Uncle Chip had some solid chops.
He has
Yeah,
some
he
insane
did.
chops, yeah.
Remember the one time I tried to do chops and I fucked up?
Yeah, they were crooked. How could I forget? Because it was kind of my fault because I convinced you to do it. I was like, be cool.
And this is definitely the point where I started realizing that like the tone of this movie is all over the place, and I didn't know how to
Yeah.
feel about that. I was like, I don't know if I like how the tone keeps going from
Like serious to
yeah,
not
like
serious.
but like in very dramatic ways. Like
Yeah.
we'll go to like something hilarious and then something like completely fucking dark and then back. It's like you give me tonal whiplash here, man.
Also, I wanted to mention that Uncle Chip says that they're going to do their very best to take care of them, but their very best might be very bad. And I was like, oh, okay.
And I remember from the trailer chat like Elijah Wood being in this, and I was like, well, the pacing also kind of sucks because like I didn't realize we were going to linger this much on them being kids.
Yeah, I didn't realize that it was going to be.
Like, this was like a good solid 25 minutes in. I'm like, why are we still with the
Because
kids?
the
Like,
trailer doesn't really show any kid, and it shows them as adults.
Yeah.
And then they're asleep now, and then Hal gets up and he grabs the monkey and he
cuts
goes
his arm off.
cuts his arm off and it starts bleeding, and he's like, the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he chops the monkey up and it's intertwined with the monkey beating its drum. And then you find out that he threw all the pieces of it away and made sure that the monkey got on the garbage truck so that it wouldn't like fuck with him anymore. That's what he's thinking anyway.
Yeah, and then
And then it cuts to them
Chip and Ida moving them to Maine.
Yeah, moving into Maine, and he says that they were never the same after that. And then Bill still had his suit on.
yeah, he's still wearing the suit and he was sad and he was talking about like I don't know, he was just sad and like very he was kind of talking like how the mom was talking earlier, where like nothing really happens for a reason.
To me, it
We're all
kind of
gonna
came
die.
off like he was being superstitious about the suit because he was like,
Oh yeah,
You
like
know,
if
like-
I take it off, then that just means I'll have to put it back on for another funeral.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but
That's
if
what
I
I was
keep it
thinking.
on, then it'll just be ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has a weird thing about this suit all throughout the movie. It's
Yeah,
weird.
but he's
Yeah.
also like looking out the window at night while he's watching TV.
Yeah, because I put that's my next note because it's like a really cool transition how he's looking out the window and then it transitions from the darkness of the window into the monkey's face.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the light of his eyes.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And then
And,
he sees the monkey, and then he confronts Hal about it, and Hal's like, "Yo, I chopped it up and threw it away."
Like, what the fuck do you mean? I didn't bring the monkey.
And then he says, it's a bad monkey. It's a bad magic killer monkey. Or something like that. And I was like, okay.
And Bill's like, "We should test it out to see if it's like if our theory is true."
And if he's like, do you think it kills the person who turns the key?
He also says, did it kill babysitter Annie? And then Bill says he was going to marry that girl.
Okay, pal.
I don't know. She seemed into it. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well.
He might have had a shot.
And
Who
then
knows?
he says whenever he turns it, he's like, Hal says, well, what if it kills me? And Bill says, I promise I'll pretend to be sad if you died.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck is
Bill-
wrong with this kid?
Bill's a dick.
Bill sucks.
And then Hal almost started to say that he's the reason their mom died, but he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
And then they turn it, and you find out that Chip dies.
And this is another one of those cuts where like, just like they turn the key. We never know. Well, we do know, but like he turns the key, and then instantly it goes to Chip's funeral.
yeah.
And it's just like it like cuts to his face on the altar. It was fucking
He
hilarious.
was trampled by a bunch of horses in his sleeping bag on a hunting
trip.
And it said it looks like someone shook a cherry pie.
Yeah.
Oh god,
It shows a sleeping bag of just like mush.
Yeah, I was like, oh god.
And then they're like,
You
all
know-
right.
You know he didn't die from the first couple of horses.
No.
So imagine just feeling that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, so I thought it was funny that he put himself in it. He put himself in his own movie just to die 5 minutes later.
And then it shows
I respect
that,
that.
Yeah.
the boys going up to the well, and they're going to get rid of the monkey.
Yep.
They have it in the box.
Yeah, they got it chained up.
And they say, we're going to get rid of it. So the Nazis and the Russians, and they say somebody else can't find it. And I was like, okay.
I was like, bro, what?
And then 25 years later.
Yeah, well, he says, we made it go the fuck away, and for a long time it seemed like it had, and then it cuts to 25 years later, and they're now adults, and it's Aunt Ida's house again.
Yeah, and she hears the monkey
Song.
song, and I was like, she has some incredible hearing.
Also, shit, they
Yeah.
have a sweet stuffed bear. Like, that was fucking awesome with the sunglasses on.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
With a little fucking hat.
If I had room for that, I'd be down, you know?
cool.
Fucking awesome.
So she comes out with this big fucking gun, dude. It's like
Yeah.
it's like an old timey Colt 45 like type shit.
Ida with the Gap coming to check things out, long dick style.
And it leads her down to the basement, but there's like nothing there. So then on her way back up, she fucking falls. The stairs fucking break, and she falls into this big old box of fucking fish hooks.
Yeah.
And then I put, what the fuck are the odds? And then all of a sudden she's like upstairs in her bathroom, like getting them out. And I said, how the fuck did she get up the stairs?
Yeah. She gotta leap and hope to God the rest of it don't break.
Yep.
And then,
Oh yeah, because we cut earlier to like she put some tea on the kettle before she went down there, and it was one of those like gas ones.
Yeah,
so
it's
like
a gas oven.
it was on, but then when she comes up there, it's off, and she's like, what the fuck? So she puts her head near the fucking burner to see why it's not on.
Start smelling it.
Yeah, and it fucking catches her real quick.
yeah, Flamehead. And then she starts running around with her head on fire. And I put, stop, drop, and roll, lady. Good God.
Yep.
It's like the one thing they taught us in elementary school.
Or run to the bathroom and give yourself a swirly.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then she runs out the front door, down the steps. There's like, I guess someone left a fucking vase of flowers. She gets her foot caught in that, and then she fucking like flies down the fucking like stairs. We find out later she's selling the house, but right here she runs into a fucking for sale sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking gets fucking skewered on it by the fucking face.
Yeah, she accidentally impales herself.
What a time.
Right? Like
What an awful way to go.
yeah.
I will give this movie credit that, like, the kills are very, for the most part, like, pretty creative.
Good,
you know?
good gore too.
Yeah, the gore is really good in this movie. And, like, the humor, some of it it's good. Like, the humor's good, too. I don't know.
agree.
It's just, like,
All over the place.
what the fuck, man? Like,
Yeah.
what the fuck am I watching? But anyway, and then it cuts to Hal, and you find out that he works in a grocery store now.
Yeah.
With his boss Dwayne,
And
who looks like 23. He looks young as
And
shit.
he also says he hasn't talked to his brother because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have any friends, and he stays away from his family because of the monkey.
Yep, and he also has a kid that he only sees once a year, named Petey. And I guess he tries to stay distant because of the monkey. He doesn't want it to.
Like, if we had a nickel for every movie we've done an episode for that involved a character named Petey,
We'd have two nickels.
Dude, that's 2 nickels.
So he says that he's going to take his kid to horror heaven, and they're going to go get on roller coasters. And his boss is just like, shit, man, that sucks.
Yeah, that's all he says.
Yeah.
The whole movie is shit. That sucks.
And well, he also says, your ex-wife must be a mega bitch, because you
Yeah.
only get to see him once a year. And he's like,
No, that's my idea.
nah, it's my idea. And then he says that he's a bad influence on his son. And then his boss vapes inside. All right, hell yeah. And then he said, there's been some death. And then the boss says, shit, man, that sucks. And then it cuts to Hal driving.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
just like a weird little scene. And then he rolls up on like the house that his wife lives in, or the ex-wife lives in. It's like this big old mansion.
And they just brought jet skis.
I thought it was funny because he starts like signing the fucking birthday card that he got for his son. And he
Yeah.
writes his name.
Yeah.
And then he's like, wait, fuck. And then in parentheses, he writes dad. I was
People
like-
love Hal.
And then
Goes inside. Elijah Woods, the stepfather.
Elijah
Yep.
Wood's fucking there. Yeah, I was like,
I thought he was
"God,
gonna have a
Elijah
bigger
Wood?"
role.
I didn't
Like-
even know he was in this fucking movie.
Well, I knew he was in the movie, but I thought it was gonna be a bigger role, not be in for one fucking scene.
Well, I thought it was funny because in the parking lot we literally talked about Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
Sure.
what the fuck? And
But yeah, so like he's like some expert on like being a parent or something.
yeah, something like
See,
that.
I thought he was gonna be. I thought he was a marriage counselor.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I also could be wrong. I mean, they also don't really explain it either.
Yeah.
No, they don't. It's literally literally just like a throwaway scene. And then Petey, he starts talking about how Petey like has been talking about his dad because he's doing some kind of family treat thing for school.
Yeah.
And they're like, and it's just breaking my heart. He keeps talking about his dad. Oh my god. And then they're like, we care about Petey a lot.
And the mom said this is the last time he will get to spend with Petey because Ted is adopting him.
Yeah, Ted is Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
And I put stupid bitch starts coughing. Fuck her, dumb bitch.
In the theater, not the movie.
yeah. I got some shit too. Hey. And then also,
Pants through yard sale.
well, also they talk about how
Estate sale.
they start having like a fucking who has a bigger cock contest at one point because he's like
yeah, because Elijah Wood has a lot of funny lines.
he's like I feel like we need to arm wrestle. It's time to arm wrestle for all the marbles. And he's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I'm talking about your little balls.
And that's when Petey comes down.
And then Petey shows up, and then it cuts abruptly to a dude with bangs in a field.
do you know who that is?
His name's Ricky.
It's Corey from Halloween Ends.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
Is Corey the killer?
Yeah. Even with the fucking long ass hair, I was like, bro, that's fucking Corey. Bro.
I call him Bangs for a very long time.
Bangs. I call him Corey for the rest of my notes because that's just that's who he is to me. But and then he ends up buying the monkey from an estate sale.
Yep. And then there's like a home video of a cop guy.
See, he was a fucking cop, but I thought he was just like a pilot. And then it was a different guy, but I thought maybe it was like his recollection of it. And I was like, is Adam Scott his dad too? Like did Adam Scott have multiple families? I was confused at first.
And then also during this, you see he's got the monkey. And then I wrote my note about coughing, and I put, this dumb bitch is coughing. Please leave and go die. And then he starts asking his mom about his dad, the bangs guy, because it's like a random scene. Like I don't really understand why this is
It's
thrown in
confusing
here.
at first.
Yeah.
And then
You did better than me because I didn't really take any notes during that scene.
she said that his dad is either at a card table or under a hooker. And then there's also just like a military guy there.
It's like his brother, I think.
Yeah, and then they're gonna sell the monkey thing to a nut who never leaves his house, and apparently he's a pervert. And then it cuts to
And from there, I assumed that was Bill, but I wasn't for sure until later when it gets confirmed. Because I was like, that sounds like it would be Bill. Because like, who else would be looking for this monkey?
yeah. And then Petey and Hal are at a hotel, and Petey is asking Hal about family. Hal says he doesn't have a brother or
Yeah.
sister.
And he changes the subject to give
Really
something
quick.
to eat whenever he starts asking about his mom.
Yeah, he says time to get some dinner, huh? And he's like, only if you want me to survive.
Like, survive.
And then it's like cuts to them sleeping, and the clock just says :35, and I put it's 35 minutes apparently.
I guess that's supposed to like point out that like he's in a dream. I don't know.
And then he has a monkey dream.
Yeah.
Or like the monkey's chopping him up.
Yeah, there's a giant
Yeah.
monkey that grabs him up and throwing him in the well, and then there's like a light show, like the dude's on fucking drugs. Which this scene was kind of cool, like the way it looked.
Yeah.
And then the monkey chops him up, and he wakes up from his nightmare.
Yeah,
and then
he's
the
all
temperature
sweaty.
in the hotel room is really high, and he turns it down to 74. And I put I'm a 69 guy in a hotel. And I put unironically, but also tee.
And I guess that's just supposed to set up that the air conditioner thing's not working right
Whatever.
for the next kill.
Whenever me and him went to Atlanta, we had that room. We had that room on like 64.
Yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
bro, it was
I don't
cold
care if I
stuff
free
in there.
somebody else's coils. You know what I mean?
Same.
Fuck it.
They felt good, dude.
And then there's a phone call.
It's Bill.
It's Bill. He says, "Hello, dumb shit."
Bill.
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 Nye.
That's all I need to go away.
Bill and I, the monkey guy.
Hey, this monkey looks better than the monkey and the Wolfman. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fuck you. Haven't forgotten. Hey,
The movie's on streaming now.
probably.
All right, it's on streaming. I'll never watch it again.
Can't wait to
Yeah.
not watch it.
Yeah,
Me too.
same.
Fuck that movie. Anyway, that doesn't matter. You find out that they haven't talked in 9 years and seen each other in 11. And he's like, the police gave me this number. Ida is dead. Freak accident in the middle of trying to get rid of stuff. Because she was like trying to like get her life together or something.
Yeah.
Like selling all of her shit and gonna move and finally like I guess getting over the death of Uncle Chip. I don't know. And then Bill's like, hey, I want you to go to like her house. I don't know. It gets kind of weird. They're just like
He's
talking
basically
on the
like
phone.
find the monkey so that way it doesn't kill anybody random again.
And then there's like this lady, and she gets like in her bikini, like she takes her robe off, she gets in her bikini, because he's like outside near a pool now, like talking to Bill.
yeah.
And they're just talking, and he's like, go check so we don't die. The monkey must be vanquished. Then Bill's like, you gotta go because you're smaller. And then the lady jumps in the pool, and whenever the lady, like the air conditioner starts fucking up that's on top of the hotel.
Yeah.
And like, cause as he's wrapping up the conversation, that's when it falls.
And then it like,
falls.
Because there's also a hose putting out a bunch of water. Because he's like stepping in the water. He's like, oh, why is it so wet over here?
And then like it sends like little like streams of electricity to the pool.
yeah. Yeah, and the lady jumps in the pool and just blows up, which I don't think that's how that
That's
works.
not how that works at all.
Like, I think she
would-
would have just gotten electrocuted.
Yeah. She definitely wouldn't have blown up. She probably would have fried, but not blown up.
And then he
Yeah.
just like casually walks into the hotel room and grabs his pillow and screams into it.
Well, yeah, like a lot.
And then he wakes up Petey and he's like, "We gotta leave." And his son's like, "It's the middle of the night. Are you high?"
He's like, I wish.
And he's like, "No, I wish I was." And he says,
No, don't do drugs.
"Don't do drugs."
Y'all ever screamed into a pillow? Because it's not
Yeah.
that quiet.
It's
No,
not
it's
that
not
quiet.
that quiet,
Let's
yeah.
test it right now. Give me that pillow.
That kid definitely would have woke up.
Yeah, for sure.
And then he says,
Because like the kid's like, no. And he's like, we gotta go. We're gonna make like scramble. We're gonna make like eggs and scramble.
"Gotta make like scramble."
So that was
I
funny.
appreciated that they brought that back because
Yeah,
I
like
actually.
I think he says a couple things later on, like his mom had said before. Like I think he's one of those persons like he takes what his family member said and like uses it for his own kids.
And then it cuts to them in the car, and he tells them about how like he's sorry he freaked out, but his aunt died, and Petey's like, "Oh, did your aunt raise him or raise you?" And he's like, "Yeah, after my mom died, whatever." And then Petey wants to go with him, and Hal tells him no.
And he's like, I know about the adoption.
Yeah, and he's like, "And you can just cut me off right now, or we can spend the rest of the time left we have together. And then I put damn Petey on some deep shit. And then he also says, "I wonder which one Lois would have chosen." I literally put, "He coming for his dad's ass now." And then it cuts back in time, and Petey has a sweet Goosebumps poster on his wall. I wanted to mention that. And she says that, and Hal, she's like, "What's wrong, Hal?" And he's like, "I'm just thinking about my future. Do you have any advice?" And his mom says, "Take care of your teeth and your gut. Take life as it comes. Worst thing you can do is try to force it. Most important thing for you to remember is to try not to kill everyone around you." And then he wakes up again because he was asleep.
Yeah, she does like this weird horror face thing.
Yeah,
She starts having the aneurysm again.
Yeah.
I put mom blood face jump scare.
Yeah. And then
He wakes up. And
Petey's
he can't
not
find
there.
Petey. Then Petey walks into the room.
he starts talking about skydiving lessons or something.
Well, that comes back later, which I thought was funny because his other skydiving lessons also they do weddings.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I did not put that
I was
together.
the only one that chuckled in the theater when it happened too. I was like, Fuck,
Yeah, you were
man.
the only person in that theater that put that together. Holy
And
shit.
I laughed and no one else. I was like, oh, no one got that.
I was like, okay, that's weird, but no, it totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Then they get to his aunt's house, and he tells Petey that he's gonna wait in the car, and he's like, "No, I want to see your old room."
And the realtor like jump
Yeah,
scares
because he's
him.
like, I want to see your old room, like the movies and shit.
And then he's like, Petey's like, "Well, all right, well, if I have to do this, then I gotta poop." And he's like, "And I can only poop in a house."
he's like, really? He's like, is that a gamble you're gonna risk?
Oh shit, in this car right now.
And then Barbara shows up, which is the realtor lady, and scares them.
And lets slip that he has a brother.
Yep.
And then the like it's sort of like zooming in on Petey while she's saying that, and Petey looks fucking pissed.
And
like,
she
really?
says your brother like multiple times, like your
Yeah.
brother Bill, your
Like-
brother Bill.
Like it's definitely like edited to be like, yeah, you know the brother you said you didn't have.
And he's like,
You have him.
"Who's this little slugger?" "It's my son Petey." And then Petey immediately dunks on Hal about how he literally just lied yesterday and said he didn't have a brother. And then they go inside, and she starts talking about the estate sale that they had because he's asking, like, I don't know if he's asked yet, but she's just talking about the estate sale, and they made over $100, but then things have been messy since Monday.
Yeah.
And then it's like this weird little montage, and it's like,
Of like all these people she's saying was fucking dying.
yeah, like,
Yeah, one dude got lawnmowered.
yeah, he died lawnmower style. That's
Yep.
what I wrote. Some dude named Bert died on Wednesday with steam. And then there was a lady named Nancy that hit a golf ball in a hole and went to grab the golf ball, and there was a cobra in there.
And then he was like, "Is this a
In
cobra?"
Maine.
Yeah, he was like, "Is there cobras in Maine?" She's like, "Well, there's the one."
Yeah, a lot of people were dying. And then it cuts to Petey downstairs walking around. He has AirPods in.
Yeah, and he looks at he sees a photo on the wall of Hal and Bill, and he goes, "They're twins."
Yep.
And,
And
then I
then-
put Barbara struggling with the keys.
Oh, it's also funny because she's talking about, like, whenever people die, like, mass deaths or whatever. She says that her mom used to say that God's bowling strikes tonight. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I just put fuck this real estate agent because she was being all weird and shit.
And then he asked Barbara about the wind-up toy monkey, and she starts talking about, oh, is it like a wonderful childhood toy, your first furry friend filled with whimsy and wonder?
And I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, And then she can't get the door unlocked, and
Hal can hear the music, and he's like, "Hey, stop! Don't open this door."
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
she's looking for the key, she can't find it. And then she does find it and doesn't listen to him.
as soon as she opens the door, like, a gun falls and, like, blows her up.
Blows her fucking up.
Yeah,
And
he gets a finger in the
He
mouth.
gets a finger in the mouth, and not in a sexy way.
Not in a fun way.
Not in a fun way.
And I'm just like, bro, you gotta tell Petey what the fuck's going on. Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, you're covered in blood now.
Yeah, you're covered in
Because then Petey takes out his headphones. He's like, Dad, you good? He's like, yeah, stay down there.
And then the cops are there.
Yeah.
And he's
the
being
cop-
questioned.
Cop tells them to stay in town until they figure everything out.
Yep. And
And then the whole town outside gets excited when they bring the body out. They're like, oh, they're bringing the body, yeah!
She
They have,
also
like,
mentions-
there's, like cheerleaders out there.
she's like, have you been upstairs? It's a mess up there. It's like a restaurant, Spaghetti City.
Spaghetti City,
I
yeah.
was like, well,
And I was like, motherfucker, he was the one who he
he's
was
the
up
one-
there. When
He
they,
watched it happen.
they're like, what do you mean have I been up there?
And then all the people start fucking cheering that they're bringing out the body.
yeah, they bring out the body, yeah!
And then they're gone, and the phone rings,
And it's Bill again.
and it's Bill. And he's like, the monkey isn't here.
And might have been sold.
And he's like, that's not good, it's bad. And he says, go to the motel and wait my signal. And he's like, Bill, are you in town? And then he hangs up.
And then he looks through the phone book and sees someone named Mrs. Monkey.
Did they still make phone books?
Think so.
I didn't know they still made phone books. But yeah, he looks up, he tries to look up his brother's name and he can't find him. But then he finds Miss Monkey. So he calls that. And the motherfucker has an answering machine too. It's like, what the? And it's like an old one. It's not like a... Because like we had an answering machine at Mom and Dad's. Like they still do, but we don't have like an actual physical answering machine anymore.
Yes, some phone books are still made, but they are not as common as they once were.
Do you have to like fucking request to get one or
Probably.
something? Yeah. Who the fuck just has one of those?
Probably businesses probably get them.
Yeah, that makes sense. But anyway, motherfucker has an answering machine, and it's Bill, and he's still wearing the suit from whenever he
Yep.
was a kid, which I thought that was pretty fucking funny. And he starts talking, and he talks about how he realized that his brother killed his mom. So he went and got the monkey. He went for the monkey to go get it out of the well, but he realized it was gone. But it left the key, so he waited, because he knew it would come back.
Right.
And he says nothing happened for a long time. But then he got a fortune cookie that said hi. And then when he flipped it, it said turn the key and see what happens.
Just like the box.
And then it cuts to a calendar because he's at a Chinese restaurant. And it
In
says,
the year 2016.
or Japanese,
Yep.
I should say.
Yeah.
2016, year of the monkey. And
So he
then,
knew it was coming.
And then he just sees monkeys everywhere. He's at a strip club and like the lady bends down and she's a
He's
monkey.
just the monkey. That was funny.
Yeah, that
And
was funny.
he's like, I knew the monkey would come back to help me seek revenge. And then he's like, he starts going to Ida's home and he tries to find it. And he gets his old suit while he's there. And he talks about how he made some customizations to the suit so it still fit him. And then he finally finds the monkey. Then he's like talking to the monkey and he's like giving it a wild speech about how the monkey's righteous. And I was like, I'm losing the plot right now.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
And then you kind of find out that like that's why Corey bought it at the yard sale. And then because earlier in that scene when he was talking to his mom, you remember you said that he was like he started with that guy that's all weird. So apparently we find out that he did do that, and that's how he got the monkey back. Was because Corey sold it to him.
And then he turns
Because we find out this is kind of like he was pulling a scam to like, or not scam, but like he had this whole plot set up to where like he was like actively having people help him seek out the monkey.
Yeah.
That's why his name was Miss Monkey in the phone. Because Hal ends up calling that number for Miss Monkey, and it's like, oh, hey, if you're wondering, thank you, but if you're wondering, I have secured the monkey again, so don't call here anymore.
Oh, okay, that's
Thank
what
you.
it said. Okay.
Yeah, and then so like that's when we realized that like Bill tricked him,
And at one
and so I guess Bill was narrating the whole time, not.
I thought Hal was.
Well, I thought like because he started, or did we just switch narrators?
I think
don't
we
know.
switched narratives.
Okay, I just thought maybe it was like a reveal, like, oh, he was narrating the whole time. Since they're twins, I don't know, I wasn't sure. But yeah, so anyways, that whole narration.
But then he turns the key to the monkey after he does like his fucking whole spiel about the righteousness of the monkey, and it kills Hal's old boss.
Yeah, because I was going to say at some point it just pans to Hal's boss and he just swallows a vape.
Yeah,
That was funny.
And he says, "Shit, man, that sucks." And then you cuts back to where Bill is, and Ricky is Banks. That's when I wrote Ricky is Banks confirmed, and he wants the monkey back. He's like, "Let me get those $15, or I'll give you the $15 back. Let me get the monkey because the monkey reminds me of my dad."
Yeah, and I put Ricky gets a whole monologue dropped on him,
Yeah,
and then Bill tells him to fuck off.
yeah. He's like, "Why are we surprised by death when it happens to everyone?" And Ricky wants the monkey. Ricky mentions that he saw his brother pull the monkey, not fall in love with it. So fuck off. I implored you to find the monkey, not fall in love with it, so fuck off. Ricky goes home, and he's like digging in a closet, and he sees his dad's old cop uniform, and he calls his dad a deadbeat, and then he gets a gun. And then he asks the military guy, which like you said is probably his brother.
He's like, you got any more bullets? He's like, yeah, what caliber?
And then you find out that Bill wants Petey to turn the key. on the monkey now.
So he don't want to die because he's like, we all know is that if you turn the key, you don't die. You don't die if you're the one turning the key. So like I'm gonna have him do it now, so he'll be safe. And then that means, and then I guess he's hoping that like with him still turning it, that eventually it'll kill the dad. It'll kill Hal.
Yeah. And then it cuts to them in the car, and Petey says something about how his dad still has blood on him, and he's like, "Can I ask a question?" He says no, and then he asks if he killed anybody, and then Hal doesn't say anything. So Petey says, "Well, does Mom know?" And he's like,
He's like, "No, I didn't actually kill anybody." Yeah.
And then he's like, "Look, we're gonna go back to the hotel, and I'm gonna call your mom. You're better off with Ted." And then Petey's like, "Fuck you, man." And they go to the hotel, and he tries to talk to Petey, but Petey goes to the bathroom, and he's like, "Hey, if you need me or anything, if you want to talk, we can have a proper talk." And then he tries to call Bill and Miss Monkey. He's like, "Hey, Miss Monkey," and he's like, "I know you are, but what am I?" And it's stop turning the key. Its arms aren't long enough. Oh yeah, he tells him to stop turning the key, and Bill's like, "Well, I have to turn the key because his arms aren't long enough to turn
do
the
it
key
himself."
himself." And I was like, "What? This
What
is
does that
so
even mean?
stupid." I mean, he's not wrong.
And then that's when I put apparently whoever turns the key never dies. And then Petey and Hal have like a weird father-son moment kind of, but like also they're roasting each other about the divorce kind of thing, about the adoption. And then Ricky shows up and kidnaps Hal and Petey.
Yeah.
Because I didn't write down any of the shit Petey and Hal are saying to each other. I was like, I don't want to do
I have
that.
a kid if you're going to keep yourself away from me.
That's what
Oh,
it
yeah,
is.
because he tells him that he's like, "I was an accident." He says everything was an accident, which is what his mom said.
But you weren't a mistake.
But you weren't a mistake. Which, I mean, I definitely think there's a
fine line.
difference there, you
Yeah.
know? And he says he's precious to him, and he's like, "I stay away because of my baggage." And I'm like, "Bro, just tell him about the fucking monkey."
Yeah, at this point, like I mean,
And then Ricky shows up, and he says, "Open up as a motherfucking police."
he's a motherfucking police.
And then,
I wouldn't have opened up.
yeah, I was like, brother, you're not the police. Clearly, look at those bangs and tell me you're a cop.
yeah, no shit. Cops don't look like that.
And also, what cop says, "Open up! I'm the motherfucking police."
And then he's like, "We're gonna go on a drive." And then they show up at this like big ass fucking old place. And Hal's like, "Where are we?" And Ricky says, "Huh?" And he's like, "Your brother's house or fortress." And then Ricky like gets mad that he doesn't know where his brother.
Yeah.
Ricky gets mad that Hal doesn't know where Bill lives. And it's like, "Okay, dude." And he's like, "We're estranged." And he's like, "That sucks." And then he tells him to shut up. Go in and get the monkey. Get out. What monkey? Because Petey still doesn't know about the fucking
Yeah.
monkey. And he's like, "It has a little red vest and a drum. I need it." And he's like, "Oh," and Hal says, "No." Oh, there's so many people and so much dialogue. This movie is really hard to follow. And it's really hard to
Yeah.
take notes on, too.
Ricky tells Petey to go and make good with his uncle and get the monkey. And then Hal explains that the monkey is evil. And then Petey's like, "You've been a deadbeat dad because of a fucking toy monkey?"
Yeah. And
He's like, language. But yes.
he says, "Go in, dog." And then Ricky tells Petey to go into the doggy door.
Yeah, because he couldn't go in there because he wouldn't fit. So he's got to go and get the monkey.
Yeah. And then they're like, "This is some fucked up shit." And then Hal's like, "Don't turn the key in the monkey's back." But P goes in anyway. And he gets through the door, and there's boob traps. I don't know why I didn't write booby traps. It says boobs traps. Sick. And then the first booby trap is a fire axe, which, shouts out the movie that we're doing next week.
Yeah.
Those come up a lot in that movie.
Oh, yeah, they do. And it almost kills Petey.
Yep. And then,
And then he notices a wire on like the next step, and which would trigger a pitchfork to stab him.
Yeah.
and then there's like the bucket bowling ball contraption thing going on.
Yeah.
And then you go back to the car, and Hal's like, "You're not really a cop, are you?" And Ricky's like, "Of course I'm not a cop." He's like, "My dad was a cop, and he was a piece of shit." And he's like, "My mom says he left for pussy, but there's a bunch of pussy here in town." And he says he hates cops. And then there's a beehive, and he's like, "Where the fuck did that come from?" And it's just a beehive, man. I don't know. Beehives are in trees sometimes, or hornet's nest, whatever.
Yeah, I wrote down hornets.
I mean, it's
but-
definitely a hornet's nest.
But like, I think it's yellow jackets whenever they actually fly out. But I don't know the difference between those kind of bees.
No, me neither. And then Petey finds Bill, and then that dumb bitch starts coughing again in the fucking movie theater. and, and then Bill's like, "You doing okay?" And Petey says, "Yeah." Then he asks him, and he's like, "Oh, nobody's asked me that in a long time. No, I'm not doing okay." And then he shows him the monkey, and he's like, he's like trying to like coerce Petey into taking the monkey, saying that it's broken
Yeah,
and needs
he's like,
help
"Could you
fixing
fix
it.
it?"
And he's like, "Your grandpa was a PD too, and he was a pilot." And he's like, "Yeah, my dad never told me about anything." And then they're talking about how it's just a toy. Because Petey's like, "Oh, no, I shouldn't turn the key in this monkey." And Bill's like, "Yeah, man, but it's just a toy. How can it hurt anybody? But it can do a lot of damage, actually." He doesn't say that. That's my saying that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cause I put Bill says that turning the key is a family tradition.
He does
Yeah.
say that.
And he says, turn the key and see what happens.
And I put, don't do it, Petey. And then, oh God, he did it.
And I put, Petey turns the key like a fucking idiot.
And then the monkey spinning, who gonna die? And I put probably Ricky. And then I put stop coughing for the love of all that is good, you stupid fucking bitch.
And then this is where we come back to Ricky, and he's like scratching his head with a fucking gun.
He almost fucking kills himself.
Yeah, he pulls the trigger. He's like, "Oh fuck, shit!" And then
goes
you
to
realize that he shot the window.
Yeah,
and then you realize you see like, "Oh shit, he shot straight through that fucking beehive."
Yep.
Yep. And
then the hornets just pop out and they fly right into his fucking
Like
mouth.
a fucking unit, bro. Like it's like fucking like a whole. It's the way it's done is so cartoonish. Where like it's like a whole fucking swarm of them. But like it's not like a swarm where they're all around. They're like in a whole straight line, just going straight for his fucking mouth.
And
Yeah,
then
Candyman did that better.
Yeah.
and then Hal just looks at Ricky and just says, "Fuck." I was like, okay, that's all you got? Like, you're not freaking out right now?
Yeah.
And then the bee kill, I mean, it is pretty wild. And I did like how like they like started like
Coming out of his
coming
face.
out of him, and like his fucking face fell apart. Like I thought that was kind of
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Then it pans to Bill. He takes the monkey from Petey and smacks him.
Yeah. And then he starts like demanding of the monkey, like telling him that he needs to kill his brother. And Hal's trying to get to Petey, and the monkey he's like trying to like force the monkey to like hit the drums, I think, so it'll kill
Yeah.
Hal. And it's like, just
Yeah.
wind it up again, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, and Bill pissed that monkey off.
Yeah, because the monkey like flings him off of him.
Yeah, and the monkey starts playing I put stupid style fast. Just
Beats the fuck out that thing.
Yeah.
And then Bill's like, what did I do wrong? And also at some point during this, Petey finds Hal.
Yeah,
Like,
because
they
he
get
goes down and
reunited.
tries to go through the doggy door, and then that's when Petey finds him again. He's like, "Hey, let me in."
And then like after the monkey gets done, the town starts like having like bombs dropped on it. That's what it sounds like anyway.
I think it's just a bunch of deaths happening at once.
because like I think a plane explodes. too.
Because that's the plane that the skydivers are in.
And then Bill's home gets destroyed. And then this is whenever they bring the call back of the skydivers dropping in through the roof, which I did
Yep.
not understand.
Which
Yeah,
like a bunch
neither.
of fucking feet went through the roof. It's like, oh, what the fuck? And then like the last person to fall through was a bride in a wedding dress with a fucking
parachute
on,
Yeah.
and then the bouquet falls down. And then that's when you're like, oh, that's funny. It's the wedding.
And Hal comes in and asks Bill if he was trying to kill him, and he says, "Yeah, because you got Mom killed."
And then they basically have a heart-to-heart of like, I didn't, it was an accident. He's like, I knew you were trying to kill me. He's like, yeah, but like,
Obviously, the monkey doesn't take requests.
Yeah.
That's what he
which I
said.
thought was pretty funny. He's like, yeah, no, clearly.
And then he's like, not my fault, it wasn't nobody's fault, didn't deserve what happens. And then it shows them being kids. And he's like, I'm sorry, Bill, but I guess I got to go now. And then he says, everybody dies, but that's life. I'm sorry your mom died. It fucking sucks. I know how you feel. She was my mom too. And then Bill's like, oh yeah, I guess she was.
And this is where I put, like, this script is very odd.
And then
Like,
Yeah.
because like some of the dialogue is like, who would say that?
He's like, yeah, that makes sense.
I was
then
like,
he
what?
says, innocent mistake, I guess. And then he says, makes sense because we're brothers, twins. And he just says, sorry.
And then like they kind of make up, and then he goes to shake his hand. He does that dick.
He does the fucking hair
dick
swipe
move
thing
Yeah.
twice.
And then he does it again.
He's like, I'm sorry.
And then I put, fuck
It
this
reminded
guy.
me of Step Brothers, where it's like where they're like trying to hug, but they start
like,
fighting.
starting fighting.
He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, all right, old habits.
And then they shake for real now, and he's like, "What are you gonna do now?" And he's like, "Well, I guess." Or no, he asked like if Petey and
Howling on a road trip.
yeah,
He's like, yeah, we're on a father's son road trip. He's like, you can come if you want. And then the bowling ball falls into this fucking cannon and fucking shoots fucking Bill's head clean fucking
yeah,
off.
bro. So it's foreshadowing earlier where he wanted to smash his head.
It
with
will
the bowling
also
ball.
the
Yeah.
monkey hits the drum for the final time.
Yeah, like one more time, man.
One.
And then Hal sees this happen, and he
That'd
just
be a
says,
cool fucking edit, bro. One more time. Doom, 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 doom. That'd be cool as shit.
and Hal just says Jesus, and it's like
But you just watched your brother's face get.
he doesn't even react anymore. But and then you find out that it was the same bowling ball too that he wanted to crush his head with because it says Lois.
Yeah.
So it was his mom's bowling ball,
And then it pans to Hal and Petey driving away.
Yep.
and then
This morning.
Petey's like, so Uncle Bill pretty much wiped out half the town you grew up in.
He's like, yeah, pretty much.
And he's like, I know everybody dies, but at the same time, like, everybody just died at, like, the same time.
Yeah.
He's, like, trying to distinct it.
And I guess it's because the monkey was hammering away the drum so fucking fast. So, like, that was a bunch of fucking people.
Yeah,
I
he just
guess.
killed a bunch of people.
Because, like, it's not every drum tap, even though sometimes it is just one drum tap and someone dies. Like, that's not really explained either, where, like... Because usually one turn to the key, it's, like, one death, and he drums a couple of times, you know?
well, I think
But, like, that one time, the one's like, boop, boop, and then he dies, it's...
I think with that, it's like maybe he hasn't finished his solo yet.
Oh, okay.
And it's just like dramatic effect where he
Right.
hits it again because he's like, this fucking sentient monkey.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking with the whole like extra boom. at
Right,
the
but I
end.
assume that's where like half the town dies.
Oh, for sure, because he
drumming
just goes so
out of it.
fucking great. And he does it so hard
He
and
goes
it's
so
so
fucking
loud.
ham, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's also this whole movie talking about like death riding by on a white horse.
Yeah.
Cause then like they just see all these fucking dead people and shit, whatever. And then they're like, "What are we gonna do with the monkey? Keep it close, except it's ours, and hold on tight." And then death just like shows up on a white horse.
Yeah, because they're at a red light.
I literally put some sort of horse rider ghost guy.
And
The house says they should go dancing.
And I do like that, like he shows up like right after he basically says we'll accept the monkey as ours, and then that's when he shows up. So I guess now that they're taking ownership of the monkey, it's like, alright, cool, death is yours, I guess.
yeah,
So I guess they like took back death. I don't know,
yeah.
if it's supposed to be like metaphorically, I don't know.
I didn't really get that part either.
Yeah.
This is lazy writing.
Because when he wrote up, I'm like, what the fuck is this weird horse? What is this weird horse rider ghost guy? Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I put gray faced dude and a horse walk by.
Yeah.
And then he says, "Let's go dancing."
He's like, I just had an idea. Let's go dancing. Just like a callback to his mom.
And he's like, dancing like with our bodies. Where did that shit come from? And he says, "Your grandmother Lois." And then they drive off. And then there's a school bus.
And the
Full of the cheerleaders that were happy the dead body was coming out.
Yeah.
And they get decapitated by a passing truck. And movie ends.
And the movie ends. Oh, good God.
It was something.
It was
That was-
something.
that was
I
a
don't
movie.
know how to feel about it.
I don't either.
I mean, it's definitely not the last one I wrote, but like, like you can see how I'm like troubled. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay, who went first last time? You guys remember? It's been so long.
No.
I'll go first. I think I'm gonna give it.
For someone who wanted to go first, she doesn't know.
I really don't, but I just felt like I don't go first a lot, so I tried
Yeah.
to be nice about it. I'm gonna say I'll give it a 6.
Yeah.
I'll give it a 6. I don't know if that might be too high.
It is for me.
But
Yeah.
like, I liked maybe a 5.5. Let me go with 5.5 because I don't want to be too. Because like, there's things that we've seen that I definitely liked way less.
Yeah.
Because like the gore was good, the kills were good, like some of the shots were good, and like the dialogue was funny in parts, and I think it was supposed to be dry. I just feel like it missed the mark a lot of times,
Yeah.
but whenever it hit, it definitely did hit.
It did make you laugh, yeah.
So like I'm gonna give it like a 5.5. I think it's okay. Better than just mid, but not by much. Like, still in the mid range. Like I said, I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause in my notes originally, I put after we got done watching the movie, I put 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going down. The more we talk about it, the more
Yep.
I think I'm going down.
Yep.
I might just go for a solid even 5.
That's
I
exactly,
think.
that's where
I
I'm
think-
going. Yep,
Yeah.
5.
Because
Yeah.
like I mean there was it might go up on a rewatch, but
It
I
could go-
I don't think it's going to go up much higher. Than
That's why I think I want to stick with 5 because it's like I could see it going up on a rewatch, but like for at the same time, it's like I'll just go 5 straight middle down the
Yeah.
road. I liked it. It had fun parts. It had good gore. It had good this. It had good that. But a lot of the lows it had were like
really
confusing.
low. And it
Low,
was
yeah.
confusing. Like the
dialogue,
the
man.
writing's all over the fucking
it really
place.
is.
The end of my notes, I wrote 7, maybe a 5, maybe an 8. I don't fucking know. But I knew it wasn't actually an 8.
Yeah.
Because there's.
Like this is definitely not as good as like Longlegs, which is the
No.
first movie I've seen by Osgood Perkins.
Yeah.
Longlegs was very good.
Yeah, I just think this movie was like jumbled around and all over the place. But I mean, it's also a Stephen King book, so the book might also.
Exactly. It was a short story by Stephen King, so
Yeah.
they probably added some
They
shit.
probably had
too.
to, like,
Yeah,
had
so,
to
I mean,
flesh a lot of
also-
shit out.
Yep.
in his older. I don't know how old that book is, or like the short story is, but like in his later writing, I know his writing hasn't been as good lately as it used to be. So
Right.
maybe it's just like how it is in the book. I don't know. I'm not gonna read it.
Fair
Yeah, but
enough.
you gotta think Stephen King put out some fucking bangers like
Yeah,
early.
Yeah, he put out some bangers and like
So,
started
like-
fizzling out.
Yeah, but like how do you not after you write all those fucking
Yeah.
good ass books so close together?
That's true.
Not
You
to,
know?
not to mention he has a pseudonym too that he writes under. That he writes just as much shit. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
he's a fucking writing fiend. It's crazy.
I mean, he's kind of like R.L. Stein, you know. He kind of does
Yeah.
the kid version of what Stephen King does.
Yep.
But he has Goosebumps. He had like a different series
Goosebumps,
too.
Fear Street.
Fear Street.
He had like the Haunting Hour or whatever.
He had Haunting Hour, which Fear Street came out before all of it. So
Yeah.
Nightmare Room, wasn't that him too?
Nightmare Room. He had Goosebumps 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which was
that's 2000 Goosebumps.
Holy fuck.
Yeah.
It's actually a spin-off because it was under a different banner than Scholastic, I think.
Yeah, it was.
So.
I watched a video about Goosebumps.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
I did too.
Not that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah, me either.
I was like, oh, okay, it's pretty cool. But anyway,
5.5 and a half.
yeah,
Hell yeah.
I'm going to be generous.
Does anybody got anything else to add on this movie?
I think I'm good.
I think this movie has been thoroughly juiced.
All right, well, that's been
Juice
another.
to the max.
That's been another Movie Juiced. New episodes drop every Thursday morning. You can follow us on Facebook at Movie Juice, Instagram at Movie Juice Pod, Twitter at Movie Juice Pod. We still got that coming soon website. Maybe it'll be a real website at the end. By the end of the year, who knows? I don't. If you got any suggestions for a logo, your thoughts on movies we reviewed, or recommendations for any other movie, or if you just want to write in a review for the pod, we'd love to hear from you. You can email us. That email is moviejuicepod@gmail.com. Please write in. We'd love to hear from you. We'll even read it on the pod if it's good. Or not. Who knows? All links can be found on our link tree, which is on all of our social medias. We are on Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and YouTube. You can follow us all individually on Instagram and Twitter. Our handles are in the description below. We'll be back next week with a brand new movie for... It's not a brand new movie, I'm sorry. I lied.
It's a brand new episode.
It's a brand new episode.
Listen to the podcast, bitch!
Of a movie from 2009, and we're doing it because the movie is called Miss March. We're doing it for the first week of March. But it is directed and starring Trevor Moore and Zach Krager of Whitest Kids You Know fame. And as always, I've been Dylan.
I've been Kyle.
And I've been James. And for one last time, this has been The Juice.